Hello, I'm the module leader. I'll start again. I'm Rob Watson. I'm the module leader for TECH3022, Social Media Practice. And what I'm going to do in this short video is just give you an overview of the topics that we're going to cover in the third lecture of this year. And what the title is for the lecture this week is Thinking Sociologically. So the notes for this are available on the DMU Commons wiki already. You can download them as a PDF. So one of the things about thinking sociologically is that as a kind of an approach to this module, it's really the way to understand how people use and think about and interact with and make sense of the symbolic and the practical tools of their community and the society that they're part of. And that opens us up to a kind of a way of looking at the world which is more than just the numbers, if you like, more than just the aggregate of a set of statistics. There's kind of things that you can't really represent in pie and bar charts or in a profit and loss account, so in that kind of crude, rationalist, deterministic, economic sense. This is kind of looking more at the nuances of what people are motivated by, what kind of groups people form, how people promote a sense of identity and belonging, what it is that people engage with in terms of the gestures and the rituals and the taboos of social life, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So it's a way of kind of teasing out some of those issues. So we're kind of going to look at this in terms of a contrast between different types of ideas. Is society something that is structured and kind of has a structuring set of principles, or is it something that we kind of feel, that we or use our intuition and our emotion to understand? Is this then best something that we can look at through tests and hypotheses, or is it something that we need to observe and describe? And the focus really comes down to what is it that people do in their lives? What is it that people do in relation to their food consumption and their sugar consumption and their carbohydrate consumption? And what basis do they do it? Because people say they do one thing, but when we watch and observe, their actions are often different. And understanding the difference of intent and action, or the balance, if you like, between intent and action, is really where the kind of the fundamental interesting parts of social life are found, I think. So we'll look at this in the context that the culture that we're part of, if you like, provides a kind of framework for this. It provides a way in which things are given some form of structure and some form of relationship, but they're not fixed. They're fairly fluid and they can change and people can adapt them. People, things don't stay the same. Things move on and we move from one form of society to another form of society. So the kind of way that we do this kind of study is by being out in the world, in the field, as it's described. So we use our observations of people's life worlds and we participate. So one of the fundamental principles of data gathering in this process is to participate, is to be part of the culture of the people that we are engaging with and describing, because what we're trying to do is understand what going. We can't ever do this because we can't ever become the other person, but we're trying as much as we can through building relationships and observations and talking with people and discussing things with people. What's in their mindset? Why does somebody prioritize A over B? And why does somebody kind of regard something as being more socially valuable when it has, if you like, rationally, it has no appeal whatsoever? So, kind of the coffee shop is the example I always use. Why do people go in and buy lattes stuffed full of syrups and cakes and muffins and things like that? The rational choice, everybody knows, this isn't really going to do us any good, but it's serving another purpose: emotional comfort, social acceptance, a sense of belonging, a sense of being a participant and successful in a society, being able to purchase the consumer products of a society that kind of promotes these things. So we'll do this through a process of developing interviews and field journals and taking notes and clippings from online resources. But importantly, what drives this process is self-reflection. It's the idea that we look at our own practices and we look at the practices that are drawn on as we participate in order to be able to get a better understanding of what was happening, what was going on. So we need to be empathetic with people. We need to be able to engage with people in relationships that are meaningful, and that we are attuned to the kind of things that people have to do, such as kind of, there are a set of generic social processes, kind of people want to achieve a sense of identity. They want to develop and maintain relationships. They want to communicate fluently. How do people achieve those things, and what do the kind of sugar-based, carbohydrate-based products that people are encouraged to buy as the processed food culture, how does that, how does that work? What's going on there? So the task of a kind of sociological mindset, it kind of involves taking a view about the life worlds that exist out there, and you are the investigators for this. What is there online? What is there in your common daily life that you can draw on as a resource that tells us something useful about how we can help people to maybe change their thinking processes and patterns of behaviour through the use of the social media campaign? And in the workshop, what we'll do is we'll go through some more detail of that investigation of the different kinds of campaigns out there. So you're going to be starting to write your wiki page, your blogs about the kind of campaigns that you're interested in. I'm going to get you to go down the rabbit hole a bit and kind of try and absorb as much information from these campaigns as possible, why they do, what they're motivated by, who says what to whom, all of those kind of questions, which will help us to build a picture of something that's going on out there in social life. Because there's a report out today, which I've included a link for in the workshop notes, which says that the obesity crisis is costing $1.2 trillion or pounds, I think it is, every year at the moment, and that means that it's unaffordable. So from a rational point of view, we need to do something about it, and we need to knock down some of these myths and preconceptions that challenge the status of common sense, if you like. Right, okay, I've gone on far too long. Notes are up on the wiki, and I will see you on Monday.